You've always been able to feel what others miss. But this weekend, your intuition doesn't whisper. It crashes like waves. Because something is shifting, deep below the surface. And water signs, you were never meant to stay shallow. You were designed to dive, to sense the truth before it's spoken, to hold emotion like an oracle holds prophecy. And right now, your soul is being summoned, not to escape, but to emerge. May 24 and 25 aren't ordinary days for you. They're cosmic invitations, not to react, but to reclaim. Reclaim the parts of you that got quiet just to keep peace. Reclaim the emotions that were once too big for the room. Reclaim the knowing that you buried to belong. Because this weekend is not about being understood. It's about remembering yourself. The moon in Pisces is calling all waters to rise, to cleanse what's been contaminated, to soothe what's been scorched, to awaken what's been sleeping. And you can feel it. That quiet ache in your chest, that's not heaviness. That's your soul expanding. That flicker in your gut, that's not doubt. That's your compass recalibrating. So breathe with it. You're not behind. You're being readied. And while others chase plans and productivity, you're being asked to pause, to listen, to tune back into the wisdom that never left you. Because clarity isn't always loud. Sometimes it arrives soaked in silence. Sometimes it speaks through memory. Through the dream that woke you at 3 a.m., through the lyric that felt written just for you, through the ache that didn't ask for permission. So honor it, all of it. Water doesn't discriminate between rain and tears. And this weekend, neither should you. Start your Saturday slowly. Before the world floods in, create a moment of stillness. Light a blue or white candle. Place a bowl of water in front of you. Gaze into it, not to see your reflection, but to feel your frequency. Ask this out loud. What truth is ready to rise? Then close your eyes. Don't chase the answer. Let it come. Maybe it's a name, maybe it's a feeling, maybe it's a realization that you've outgrown the emotional contracts that once kept you safe. Whatever it is, it's real. And it's yours. So write it down, on paper, in your phone, in your body. This isn't journaling, it's remembering. And when you're done, whisper this. I trust what I feel. I honor what I know. I rise with the tide. Because water signs, you are not meant to suppress. You're meant to stream, to flood, to anoint. And this weekend, your power isn't in performance. It's in permission. To feel it all, to love it all, to release what no longer loves you back. Let that be the tone of your morning. Let the softness lead. Because softness is not weakness. It is wisdom in its most ancient form. And as the day unfolds, the world will try to pull you out of yourself. Emails, obligations, old dynamics that ask you to be smaller than you've become. So here's your reminder. You don't have to swim in every current. You are allowed to float. You are allowed to drift. You are allowed to say, this doesn't feel like home anymore. Because the truth is, you are changing, not just emotionally, energetically, spiritually, and not everyone will understand. That's okay. You're not here to be decoded. You're here to be divine. Now exhale. Feel your body soften. Let that be the beginning. Because the real work, it starts within. Your clarity starts with emotion, not as a distraction, as a compass. Because for water signs, intuition is not an accessory, it's architecture. And this weekend, the blueprint isn't being handed to you from the outside. It's unfolding from within. Mid-morning on Saturday, something soft will speak first. Not a shout, a shift. It may arrive as a memory that surfaces suddenly while you're brushing your teeth, or a sentence that repeats in your mind without invitation, or a tear that catches you off guard in a moment that didn't seem heavy. Pause. Don't dismiss it. Don't brush it off as mood. That's your inner tide speaking. It's saying, this matters. Because the moon in Cancer forms a gentle trine with Neptune. And it's not here to entertain you. It's here to restore you. This alignment turns your inner world into a sanctuary or a storm. The choice is yours. So the moment you feel that swell of emotion, honor it. You don't have to decode it right away. You just have to stop pretending it's not sacred. This is your invitation to soften deliberately, to build rituals around your sensitivity, to stop apologizing for the wisdom of your body. So let's move with intention. Prepare a space that lets you breathe deeper. Dim the lights. Play music that feels like rain falling on memory. Journal, not for answers, for connection. Ask yourself, what have I been avoiding emotionally? because it felt inconvenient to feel it fully. Let the words come out sideways if they must. Let the ink blur, let it be human. Because healing doesn't come in polished paragraphs, it comes in the raw margins of the truth. And the truth is, you've been carrying things in silence, stories you've never said out loud, roles you've held for others while abandoning your own name. This morning, that changes. This isn't about release as performance, it's about remembrance as healing. Because water signs don't need to chase clarity. You are clarity. When you stop muting your message. So write, cry, sing, move, speak into the silence what you've been too tired to carry alone. By midday, this emotion becomes a current, one you can ride, not drown in, but only if you give it motion. So move your body, gently, intuitively. Put on a song with no lyrics. Let your body tell you what it knows before your mind catches up. Twist, stretch, sway, breathe. Let every inhale say, I'm allowed to feel. Let every exhale say, I'm allowed to release. Because your power isn't in how still you stay when things get hard. It's in how bravely you move through it, even when no one claps. This movement, it isn't performance, it's purification. And that's what Saturday demands of you. Not that you be productive, but that you be present. Late afternoon will bring contrast. You'll feel the urge to get something done, to prove you're not being too emotional. Don't fall for it. That's an old belief trying to bargain its way back in. You don't need to prove your worth through output today. You need to prove it through presence. So do one small thing that supports your own softness. Make tea with intention. Send a voice note to someone who feels safe. Tend to something living, a plant, a pet, your own breath. Choose rituals over reactions. Choose stillness over stimulation. Because these small acts, they're not small. They're survival turned sacred. And water signs, you know better than anyone. The small waves shape the shorelines. So as the evening approaches, light a candle. Blue if you have one. Sit in front of it like you're visiting a temple. Because you are. Your body is the altar. Your soul is the sacred flame. And tonight, it's not about answers. It's about anchoring. Place one hand on your heart, the other on your solar plexus. Close your eyes. Whisper, I honor the part of me that never needed to be fixed, only felt. I honor the part of me that isn't fragile, just deeply alive. I honor the part of me that hears the unspoken and still chooses grace. Say it again, softer, slower. Let the room hold you like a mother. Let your spine remember what safety feels like without silence. Then open your journal once more. Title the page, The Me That Feels Everything sans le faire. And still moves. Now write from her, or him, or them. Write from the version of you that doesn't hide emotion, who doesn't over-explain intuition, who doesn't trade softness for strategy. Let that version describe your life, your mornings, your decisions, your boundaries, your dreams. And when you finish, read it out loud, even if your voice cracks, especially if it does. Because that crack, that's where your humanity gets to breathe. And water signs? Your breath changes tides. Let the candle burn for a few more minutes, then blow it out like a prayer. This night doesn't end in noise. It ends in knowing you've poured, you've peeled, you've processed. Now let yourself rest. The world might be loud this weekend, but your power, water signs, lives in the pause between the noise. By Saturday afternoon, the moon's current begins to shift, not outward, inward. It's as if your intuition dials up to full volume, but not through thought, through sensation. You might feel goosebumps during a quiet moment, tears for no reason, a strange memory resurfacing like a wave you forgot you swallowed. This is not regression, it's retrieval. Your soul is searching through the archives, and not just to revisit, but to reclaim. There is something from your past, a version of you, a passion, a promise, that wants to return. Not to repeat history, but to rewrite it. So pause, breathe deep, and ask, what part of me is resurfacing, not to haunt me, but to help me? Let the answer arrive through your body, not your brain. Maybe you'll feel called to walk barefoot in the garden, to touch the ocean, to revisit an old journal. Maybe a song will break you open. Let it. Because healing doesn't come with logic. It comes with permission. And this afternoon, the moon is handing you the permission slip your past never received. by late afternoon, expect an invitation. Not necessarily from a person, maybe from your own energy. The kind that whispers, "What if I allowed myself to feel fully, without editing? What if I didn't apologize for needing softness? What if I reclaimed tenderness as my strength?" Because water signs, your sensitivity is not a liability. It's your navigation system. And right now, it's leading you home. So light a candle, prepare your space, not to control the outcome, but to welcome the flow. Pull out your journal and write, "Today, I stop performing resilience." Then beneath it, write freely for 10 minutes. Let it spill, let it ache, let it free you. When you're done, underline the line that made you catch your breath. That's your truth. That's the sentence that deserves to be spoken aloud. So say it, to yourself, to the mirror, to the sky, because when water signs speak from soul, the universe listens. Dinner hour arrives with a softened sky. Cook a meal like it's a ritual. Use your hands. Play music from a time that holds you. Eat slowly, with your whole being. Each bite a reminder that your nourishment is sacred, and that your joy doesn't need justification. Evening sets in, and the veils grow thin. This is your time, not to explain, but to feel. To light a second candle, not for productivity, but for presence. To pull a card, or a quote, or a line from a book that speaks directly to your current transformation. Let it guide you into reflection. Open a fresh page in your journal and title it, "If I Stop Doubting My Knowing." Then finish the sentence 10 different ways. Don't pause, don't plan, just write. Let your intuition take the wheel. By the end, choose one sentence, the one that feels like prophecy. Underline it 3 times. That's your North Star for this weekend. As the night deepens, play water sounds or soft strings. Bathe. Touch your skin with care. Let the water remember for you what you've tried to forget. Not to resurface the pain, but to remind you that you are not what happened. You are what healed, what endured, what still dreams, what still chooses softness in a world that praises sharpness. Before sleep, stand in the mirror, barefaced, bare-souled. Place your hands on your belly and your heart. Say this slowly, "I trust what I feel. I honor what I carry. I return to who I was before I learned to hide it." Then smile, not performatively, but because something in you, the youngest, oldest part, finally feels safe enough to exhale. And that is how water signs rise, not with noise, but with knowing, not with force, but with flow, not with armor, but with truth. Let's move into Sunday. Saturday, late afternoon settles in like a deep breath, not a sigh of exhaustion, a sigh of knowing. Because the truth is, something in you has already shifted, not with fanfare, not with applause, but with quiet certainty, the kind of certainty that only comes after you've chosen yourself without witnesses. That moment earlier, the one where you honored your truth instead of chasing validation, that was everything. And now your energy field is rearranging itself to match it. You'll feel it in your skin, in the softness behind your eyes, in the way your thoughts slow down just enough to notice the beauty you usually rush past. A tree in bloom, a line from a song, the echo of a memory you thought had no meaning until now. These are the signs, not grand visions, not lightning bolts, but gentle confirmations that you're finally aligned with your essence. So don't rush this part. Let it soak. Let it saturate your senses. Because water signs don't manifest through speed. They manifest through saturation, through immersion, through the deep inner yes. Now, as twilight approaches, it's time to gather your energy inward again. Not to retreat, but to refine. Prepare your space. Light a candle that makes your whole body exhale. Play music that doesn't fill the room, but cradles it. Then return to your journal. This time, don't write from your current self. Write from the version of you who has fully integrated today's lessons. Title the page, "I have become the calm I was always searching for." Then write from her voice. Let her tell you what she knows, how she navigates conflict without losing herself, how she receives love without shrinking, how she creates without apologizing. Let her remind you that becoming is not a future goal. It's a current choice. Let her words be water, and let them hold you. Once you've written 2 pages, stop. Not because you're finished, because you've arrived. Now read it back to yourself, out loud. Let your voice vibrate those truths into your nervous system, into your home, into your timeline. because energy spoken is energy anchored. Now rise slowly. Let the words stay with you like a second skin. And as the stars begin to appear, let yourself soften into the evening. Not because you're tired, because you're complete. This is integration. This is embodiment. This is power without performance. Evening rituals for water signs are not optional. They're essential. Because what you feel, you become. So choose a ritual tonight that helps you feel like the version of you who is already free. Maybe it's a bath by candlelight, a walk in the moonlight, a playlist that plays like memory, a voice note to your future self. Whatever it is, do it with reverence. Do it with the awareness that this moment, this seemingly ordinary moment, is a ceremony, a sacred portal, a way of telling the universe, I am ready to receive without fear. And before you sleep, one last reflection. Open your journal and write this: I am not an open wound, I am a healing ocean. Repeat it aloud 3 times. Let each repetition take you deeper into peace. And then whisper one final thing into the night. I am enough, even here, even now, especially now. Now close your eyes, let sleep arrive not to escape, but to expand. Because in the dream, the rest of your alignment will unfold. And when you wake, you'll carry the softness with you, not as weakness, but as divine strength. Tomorrow, the world meets the version of you who no longer needs permission to feel it all, and thrive anyway. You've come far, water signs. And now, as Sunday night drapes its velvet hush across the sky, the real portal begins. Not in fireworks, not in applause, but in the soundless moment when the tide turns. And you know, this version of you is never going back. Not to performance, not to people-pleasing, not to pretending you're okay when you're unraveling inside. Tonight is not a reward. It's a reckoning, a homecoming for your soul, a remembrance of who you are when the noise fades and only your truth remains. So light one final candle. Make it blue, if you have it, the color of healing, of calm, of emotional sovereignty. Then find a mirror, sit before it, and don't look away. This is not a moment for critique. This is not about the hair, the skin, the face. This is about the frequency behind your eyes, the clarity that no one else can name for you, the presence that doesn't just belong, it bathes rooms in resonance. Now, whisper this: I do not need to prove my depth. I do not need to earn my place. My softness is not a weakness, it's a superpower. Repeat it again, louder, not for the mirror, for your cells, because this is your final recalibration. You're not waiting to be seen anymore. You're witnessing yourself, in real time, in real emotion, without filter, without delay. And as the candle flickers, see it, not as fire, but as reflection of your own inner flame, flickering in rhythm with your pulse. This is where the cosmos meets the core, where alignment is no longer a goal, it's an embodiment. Now journal one last time. Title the page, My Weekend Wisdom, May 25, 2025. Then list every truth that surfaced these past 2 days, not in paragraphs, in pulses, one line at a time. Let it be poetry, let it be raw, let it be exactly what your heart has been holding. You might write, I am not too much, I'm just too aware to settle. I no longer make space for those who shrink my joy. I trust the timing of my tears. I deserve to receive as deeply as I give. Whatever comes, write it. Let your pen become your exhale. Let your truth spill like ocean water finally uncontained. And when the last line lands, place your journal beneath your pillow. Not to forget it, but to sleep with it close. To let your subconscious drink from the well of its own wisdom. Now move to your body. Prepare it for the sleep that heals. Warm water, soothing oils, gentle touch. Moisturize like it's devotion. Wrap yourself in fabrics that feel like safety. Turn off the overhead lights. Let the candle glow hold the room like a soft choir. Then sit on your bed, back straight, palms open. Whisper, I release the need to carry it all. I welcome rest as revolution. I am safe to slow down. Let your breath sync with the earth's heartbeat. Inhale the knowing, exhale the effort. You're not behind, you're in rhythm. And water signs? You were never meant to rush transformation. You were meant to flow through it, fully, beautifully, bravely. So before sleep, speak one final invocation, not to manifest more, but to anchor what already is. Say, I am the river and the storm. I am the healer and the hurricane. I am the depth no storm can drown. Then blow out the candle. Watch the smoke rise like a final exhale from the weekend. The portal is sealed, the integration has begun. And you've become the embodiment of your own energy, no longer seeking outside validation, no longer outsourcing your intuition, no longer apologizing for tides others couldn't handle. Tomorrow, the world will still ask for speed, for smiles, for surface. But you will answer from soul, from steadiness, from the deep inner knowing that soft power moves mountains no explosion ever could. And when they ask how you changed, you'll smile and simply say, I remembered who I am. Let that be your legacy. Let that be your frequency. Let that be the ripple the world can't ignore. Rest now, water signs. Your weekend wasn't just a reading, it was a reclamation. And your rebirth, it begins the moment you choose not to forget.